And welcome back into the high school football scoreboard. We want to go back to the telephone now. And joining us is Fort Payne High School head football coach Chris Elmore. Good evening, Coach. Congratulations. Big win for your football team going on the road to Titan Stadium. Tough place to play, but Fort Payne Wildcats go to Gadsden and get a 30-17 win. Congratulations to you and your team and your assistant coaches on that big win tonight.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. It was a big win, and like you said, hard to go down there and win. And I don't guess last year's first time we'd ever beat them ever, so obviously this is the first time we've ever beat them down there. So, but you said it right. Our players and assistant coaches did a great job all week preparing, and then did a great job in the game tonight, just executing what we do, and very proud of our entire program, from players to trainers to coaches to everybody that was there supporting us. It was a great victory for all of us.
Coach, I want to tip my hat to you because I'm one of the media guys that looks at last year's team and saw that all the guys that were graduating from last year's team, and I had my doubts a little bit about this Fort Payne team going into this year. But you've come out this team. Now you're sitting there 6-1 on the season. The win over Gadsden City tonight. You and your staff, I think, has done a tremendous job with this football team this year.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll tell you a funny story. Is right after the season last year, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks, I spoke at an event, and a person came up to me, and he was being very nice, but his first words were to me, your job must be terrible right now. And of course, I didn't know what to say because we'd just gone 10-3. And I thought we had a pretty good year. I don't know what that means. And so I was kind of stunned, and he just kind of looking at me. He goes, "Well, how are you going to replace all those players?" And there's no way you can replace all those players. And my comment to him with that night was, look, we lost a lot of great players, and we did lost a lot of great players. I told you many days, lost 2 really good coaches, and Coach Stinker and Coach Barndor. And but we kind of used that as kind of our motivation for the year, and say, hey, look, we gotta pick up the slack, and the guys have got to step up, and our players have done that. It's been fun to watch them. Our assistant coaches coach really hard every day, and make my job a lot easier, and then our players just do a good job of saying, hey, we're going to show up, and we're going to try to get better, and we're going to try to improve. And our style of play has changed. We're not the same style of teams we were last year, but our players have bought into that, and they've embraced it, and we just keep finding ways to get things done on Friday, and we're grateful and thankful, but we also know that you're only as good as your last opportunity, and we'll have to do it again next week. But really proud of our players for being able to do what they've done so far. When, like you said, a lot of people probably didn't think they could.
Oh, well, Coach, I know probably a small senior class, only 17, I believe, going into the season. But those guys must have given great leadership. Blake Griggs has stepped in at quarterback each week. As I look at the stats, you've had different players step up. A couple of guys last week rushing for over 100 yards in that big win over Buckhorn. Talk about some of those seniors that played well and some of the big plays in the game tonight in the win over Gadsden City.
Yeah, it was. You said it right. We've got 17 seniors, and a vast majority of those are playing real significant roles for us. And I can name. I'll try to name as many as I can here. But I was mentioning Blake Griggs, but Jaden Jackson's made a move from left tackle where he started for 2 years to tight end, and he's doing a great job. Ryder Shackles is a 3-year starter for us, a receiver, and he just continues to make plays week after week. Mason Chandler. Has done. We lost him a couple of weeks ago for a week, and he's back now, ready to go. And he's had a phenomenal year again. And then just some guys, and maybe some people. And Carter Blaylock has been kind of our running back for the last 3 years. And he's had some injuries here and there. But golly, he's fun to watch run the football, and he runs so hard for his size. And I heard earlier I was coming back. I was talking to Coach Van. He's talking about getting his running back up to 188, and Carter Blaylock couldn't do 188 if his life spent on it. He's about 155 pounds. He's lucky, but we love watching him run. And he's kind of the guy that sets the tone for us because the way he plays, everybody else responds off of it. But guys like Sam Bird and Trent Geist and Isaiah Morgan and Coleman Goodman, Joseph Greathouse, they had roles last year, but not big roles. But have stepped in there and done a great job for us. And Cooper Jackson. does a great job for us at corner. And, Preston Lefford's a guy that we didn't have last year. He hurt his arm in baseball his 10th grade year, and he had surgery and missed the entire football season. And we really thought Preston was going to be a great player for us. And so he missed that entire junior year, but he's back now and playing great at corner. And it's just been the group of them. And then, J.P. Buffin at inside linebacker, you sit there and you wait for 2 years playing behind Carter Tinker, and you're waiting for the opportunity, but J.P. made the most of it. He was good on scout team every week last year. He was good in short yardage offense, and now he's getting his chance on Friday nights, and he's making the most of it and really leading our team in a big way. And but it's been fun to watch those guys step into those roles, and trying to make sure I didn't leave anybody off there. But we've got a really, really good group, and then Hayden Chambers is another one at kicker. I mean, you sit there and you have to sit there and watch for 3 years because Connor Hughes is so great at what he does, and you wait, and he was a kickoff guy last year and a punter, but he didn't kick any field goals, and he had a little bit of a rough start early in the year. But he's settled in now, and I think tonight he made his 10th field goal of the year. He made 3 tonight, and so he's been big for us too. But it's been a pleasure to me to watch all those guys, and I'm just trying. We lost Riker Engel, who was really probably our biggest leader of the defense back in the May Jemison game for the season. So that was disappointing, but he's still there every day supporting his teammates, encouraging them, and trying to get them to play at a high level. And but it's just really been fun to watch those guys, and been a great year so far. We've enjoyed watching them play.
Well, Coach, this is Phil Harris. Of course, going back to what we were talking about, you lost a lot of folks last year. Well, I was around a couple of the players and overheard them talk, and I could tell this team was still very confident. But the thing is, with your program, now that you have been established and you've become a winner, teams like Fort Payne, they don't rebuild, they kind of retool. And like you were talking about, you've had to change some moving parts, but these kids know how to win.
Well, they do. They expect to win. I mean, I said that a few years ago. I think, one thing about Fort Payne has always been that, I think our kids just have always expected to win. That doesn't mean we're gonna win, but I can't remember every game that I've been here, and I can't remember every game that I've played in that we ever thought we're going to lose tonight. I mean, that's just not what we've ever thought. And obviously that you don't win every Friday night, but the kids believe in their coaches, and they believe in the plan and believe in each other. And that goes a long way because it becomes contagious, obviously. And when you get some confidence and you get some things go your way, it starts to build. And it's just. And we got some good juniors, too. We don't have many sophomores playing. Got a couple sophomores helping us. We got some really good juniors right now that are really contributing in a big way. And that's been fun to watch those two classes kind of mix together. And we saw both of them in junior high a few years ago. Both of them had successful 8th grade seasons. And we thought, hey, we know we're going to lose a lot when the Varnador Tinker and that group class graduates. But we thought, hey, we still got some pretty good pieces coming if we can just get those guys to meld together and make it work, and so far we've been able to do that, but obviously still got a long way to go.
Well, Coach, one more thing I wanted to ask you about. My niece is Kinsley Worthy, who's a cheerleader on the football team. She sent me a video of y'all going through town, and so that never gets old. That's a big thing for the kids when the fans line the streets up in Fort Payne. That never gets old, does it?
It does, and one of my assistant coaches was talking about the bus. He said this is the coolest tradition there is, and it really is. And how many places are left in the state where you can do that every Friday night you win, and probably not many. And we're thankful and appreciate the support of not only our fans but our town, our police department will be able to help us pull that off. And we did something a little special now. We've got a great gentleman by the name of Joe Rudder who lives over kind of by Mika Cedar, if you know where that is in Fort Payne, and he's about a mile from the school, and every time we come home, he stays up, and when we pass, he flips the sports light on and off every time, 6, 7, 8 times, and to welcome us home. And we gave him a game ball a few years ago that said, thanks for always leaving the lights on for us. Well, tonight we swung in and went the back road and came in right by his house, and we pulled up right next to his house, and the kids were hollering and telling how much they appreciated him and loved him. And again, I mean, where else in the state does that happen? Probably not many. And I told them tonight after the game, I told them before the game, I told them after the game, when the man said that last year about I must have a terrible job right now. Of course, he meant it in a good way, but I told our kids, I got the best job in the state because I've got young men that want to compete, want to battle each Friday night, and it's fun to go watch them play. And tremendous coaches around me that just do an outstanding job on both sides of the ball and special teams, and really makes my job easy.
Well, Coach, congratulations to you tonight, to your football team. Big win on the road. Unbeaten in region play. You got a couple of region games left with Hazel Green and Lee, but you control your destiny now for another region championship and a home playoff game before you close with Pelham. So still work to do out there for the Fort Payne Wildcats.
Still work to do, but we're proud of where we are right now. And I heard Coach Pruitt say a while ago, he's talking to me now. We just got to go 1-0 next week, and that'll be the goal from here on out. And keep trying to get a little bit better each week and see where that puts us here in November. Well,
Coach, again, thanks for spending some time with us tonight, and good luck next week in your home game with Hazel Green.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate y'all. Love listening to you and what you do for our sport. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Chris Elmore tonight. That is a super tradition. You know, It just gives me chills every time he talks about riding through Fort Payne. And then tonight when he talked about the gentleman there where they stop and he leaves the lights on for them where they went by tonight and stopped the buses there. Just to say thank you for a fan that's at home, I'm sure, listening to the game on the radio, just loves his Fort Payne Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, that tradition, I remember when I played at Valley Head, when we went over to Cherokee County, because we come back through, we came back through the town of Fort Payne and did that kind of thing. But it is a great tradition, it's something to look forward to, and the fans get involved in it, and that's what really makes it fun. And that's what I think makes high school football in Alabama so special. Everything's so community-oriented. You get into the big cities, you don't see this. And we were talking about today about, when schools combine, you lose a lot of tradition.
Sure you do.
So you don't want to see that happen. You will miss things like what Fort Payne does every Friday night on a road win.
Yeah, community football in the state of Alabama. There's nothing better on a Friday night when your community gathers together and you play the community close to you in a rivalry game. And, of course, Fort Payne and Gadsden City, there's 50 miles basically between those two schools. But that is a budding rivalry as we go in the future. As, again, the last couple of years, Fort Payne has won. I think Gadsden City was like 8-0, 7-0 against them before the last couple of years. So that's just going to make that game even bigger year in and year out now.
Yeah, definitely. So, before it was one-sided, so it really wasn't a rivalry. Well, now Fort Payne stepped in, so it's become a rivalry, and it's going to get heated more and more each year as long as these two's in the same region.